What's up everybody, welcome to another camera comparison video. Today I have this Sony Xperia 1 Mark III and iPhone 12 Pro Max. Yeah, a lot of subscribers have requested for this video. A lot of other viewers who have watched my other camera comparison video of Sony Xperia 1 Mark III have requested for this video. Sony Xperia 1 Mark III is only available in China at this moment, and this one is pretty expensive, almost 1,400 US dollars, so that's really pretty high. Okay, let's check these videos. Let's check the video clips, which one is better. You check the microphone performance. I cannot make any comment now. I will only know when I do the editing. Okay, one request: if you end up liking this video, then please don't forget to click on the like button and please subscribe to this channel. Well, it's time to flip to rear cameras. It's time to check which smartphone actually performs better. Which smartphone camera. At the beginning, let me tell you, iPhone 12 Pro Max comes with a 2.5x telephoto lens tagged with a 12 megapixel sensor. Sony Xperia 1 Mark III telephoto lens offers a variable optical zoom, 2.9x and 4.4x. This is also tagged with a 12 megapixel sensor. These photos were taken at 2.5x on iPhone 12 Pro Max and 4.4x on Xperia 1 Mark III. At a glance, both of the photos looks good. However, after cropping in, do you see the differences? A lot of people would say this is unfair to compare 2.5x telephoto lens with a 4.4x telephoto lens, but we have to do all the comparisons to find a winner among these two. These are 2.9x zoom photos. Sony Xperia 1 Mark III used its 70mm lens, and iPhone 12 Pro Max had to apply digital zoom on top of its 2.5x optical zoom. Yeah, after cropping in, iPhone 12 Pro Max digital zoom image has clearly failed. Xperia 1 Mark III image has more details, slightly better processed textures, less noise, and the whole image is somewhat sharper. These are 5x zoom photos. iPhone 12 Pro Max optical zoom goes up to 2.5x and Xperia 1 Mark III optical zoom goes up to 4.4x. Both of the smartphones had to apply some digital zoom. It is expected that Sony Xperia 1 Mark III should do better, and yeah, it does better in some images. But it is surprising that iPhone 12 Pro Max sometimes did better than Sony Xperia 1 Mark III. Let's heavily crop in and do some pixel peeping. Here comes the performance of computational photography. iPhone 12 Pro Max picked up more details. Yes, textures are more visible. In terms of sharpness, both are similar. Sony Xperia 1 Mark III has better white balance and colors are natural. But let me clearly mention, this only happened a few times. Most of the time on 5x or 10x zoom photos, Xperia 1 Mark III did better. Yes, both have OIS, but aperture of iPhone 12 Pro Max telephoto lens is way better. It's 2.2 compared to Xperia 1 Mark III's 2.8. In low light that helps a lot, but in bright light condition, altogether Sony Xperia 1 Mark III performs better to grab more details and textures. Regular photography is the most important thing for almost all the average users. People open a smartphone camera app and start taking photos. Sony Xperia 1 Mark III got two different options. One is basic mode, which in general is the auto mode, and there is another selection available called auto, but that one is actually more like the pro mode of other Android smartphones. I have taken all of these images with Auto HDR, and yes, in search of a perfect shot, I have changed a few parameters and options on both Sony Xperia 1 Mark III and iPhone 12 Pro Max. This allows these smartphones to get the best out of their own computational photography and processing. As we all know, and as you would expect, both of these do a great job in good lighting condition. Actually, almost all the flagship smartphones does the same under bright daylight. The same trend continued on iPhone 12 Pro Max. A bit overprocessing, a bit saturation, artificially optimized color grading, and of course, warm color temperature. Yeah, that's iPhone 12 Pro Max. Both offers a very good quality, sharp and crisp images, plenty of details, and shadows are neither crushed nor soft. When we are doing landscape photography with Sony Xperia 1 Mark III and iPhone 12 Pro Max, it is truly down to personal preference. Personally, I would prefer Sony Xperia 1 Mark III beside this iPhone 12 Pro Max cause with a bit of tweaking, we can grab photos that portrays reality, has better color rendition, enough sharpness and balanced contrast ratio. But when it's down to dynamic range, exposure, ambience, vibrance, I have actually failed to get a shot with Xperia 1 Mark III that is better than iPhone 12 Pro Max. I am surprised to see T-star coated Zeiss lens actually doesn't make any drastic difference. The first thing you'd notice in ultrawide photos is field of view. FOV is wider on iPhone 12 Pro Max and among all the flagship smartphones, Sony Xperia 1 Mark III has the narrowest field of view on ultrawide mode. Then you'd notice regardless of lighting condition, iPhone 12 Pro Max kept the trend of warm tone, saturated the colors. Actually, all of the iPhone 12 series smartphones have this trend. Beautify sky color, artificially process images with lucrative color tone. That blue sky on iPhone 12 Pro photo is a bit overprocessed and saturated. Sony algorithm is more professional. This actually surprised me. There is no artificial scene optimization, almost perfect representation of the scene. This is amazing. But iPhone 12 Pro Max obviously has better dynamic range, more details and more textures are processed with clarity. Shadow details is more like flip-flop situation, sometimes better on Xperia 1 Mark III and then sometimes better on iPhone 12 Pro Max. If you haven't used any Sony Xperia smartphone, then you may not know there is no dedicated portrait mode in stock camera application which is Camera Pro. But there is option for bokeh effect. Most interestingly, when all the settings are correct, we can take bokeh photos in different focal lengths. However, I prefer to use that 2.9x zoom 70mm lens for portrait photos on Sony Xperia 1 Mark III. This produces awesome portrait photos which is comparable but truly not as good as iPhone 12 Pro Max. Yes, there is an issue, there is some sort of skin smoothing effect added along with fair skin tone. On top of that, exposure, details and overall texture processing, everything is actually better on iPhone 12 Pro Max. Yes, as usual, iPhone 12 Pro Max got that white balance issue and Xperia 1 Mark III has better color grading, though iPhone 12 Pro Max photos are far more lucrative. Another issue Xperia 1 Mark III has is separation line cutouts are not as perfect, separation line blend and bokeh effect performance is also not very consistent. Overall, it's difficult to judge and depends on personal preferences. This is unfair. iPhone 12 Pro Max really has better selfie camera setup. On the other hand, Sony Xperia smartphone lineup has never been known for professional quality selfie and portraits. Truly, taking selfie portraits are really a bit of a hassle on Sony Xperia 1 Mark III. Okay, if you still don't see the differences, then iPhone 12 Pro Max has way better dynamic range, better edge detection, edge cutouts and separation line blend. On top of it, true-to-life color rendition and extensive details on the subject makes iPhone 12 Pro Max portrait photos superior and truly preferable. I know, of course, iPhone 12 Pro Max has this white balance and saturation issue, but it's way better than those selfie photos of Xperia 1 Mark III. Personally, I'm not very fond of fake skin tone and beautification. I did not take a lot of selfie photos cause the differences are really visible even at a glance. I would like to know what do you think about the selfie photos. Let's make a comment and share your thoughts and ideas. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing. I haven't found any option for 8K video recording on Sony Xperia 1 Mark III. Actually, there is no option for 8K video recording on iPhone 12 Pro Max. cause both of these two smartphones comes with 12 megapixel sensor underneath that main lens. These video clips were recorded at 4K. Both of these two smartphones got optical image stabilization. I have tried to shake the smartphones, but I do not see any jelly effect or jitteriness. Truly, both of these smartphones records amazing 4K videos, super crisp video with full of details, but iPhone 12 Pro Max processed textures more efficiently. Dynamic range and color depth is also very lucrative. Overall 4K video quality on iPhone 12 Pro Max looks better. Okay, don't worry, the lens of Xperia 1 Mark III was clean, it just processed the video like that. I have noticed when sunlight hitting the lens of Sony Xperia 1 Mark III, it processed videos or pictures differently. These video clips were recorded at 1080p 60 frames per second. I was really pretty curious. I wanted to know which one does better in stabilization. I was running, didn't even try to hold the smartphones carefully, and now after watching these clips of both of the smartphones, I'm not only happy, this is actually beyond my imagination. Now the problem is Sony Xperia 1 Mark III, in the process of applying that stabilization, brought a little more jitteriness into the video. On the other hand, iPhone 12 Pro Max left the video a bit more shaky rather than adding that jitteriness. Please don't forget to make a comment and let me know which one would you choose, which one would you prefer. Through the night, better days are gone. These video clips were recorded at 4K and I was walking a bit fast, didn't try to hold the smartphone very carefully. I wanted to see how's the stabilization. If you check lens flare, exposure, details and noise carefully, I believe you can easily find the winner over here. Okay, there is an international smartphone giveaway going on for the subscribers of this channel. I will pick a winner based on valid and creative comments. You can subscribe to this channel and make a valid comment explaining which smartphone did better in night mode videos and join that international giveaway. Finally, I know you have been waiting for this. A battle of night mode performance between these two monsters. Okay, before you make any judgment, if you don't know yet, then let me tell you clearly that there is no such night mode in Sony Xperia 1 Mark III, but there are a few options and selections available to take night mode photos with long exposure, and I have mostly used program and shutter speed priority mode. Also, on iPhone 12 Pro Max, I have used the longest exposure possible. iPhone 12 Pro Max is known as one of the top 3 flagships that performs great at night, and a lot depends on how you like your photos. Some people would argue or say that brightness is important. If night mode photos are not bright enough, if it's not visible enough, then why do we need night mode photo? But I think there are 4 factors that defines a good night mode photo. I call it DENS: details, exposure, noise and shadows. If any smartphone can get these 4 correct in night mode photos, then I will surely go with that. Here in this comparison, I am surprised. No, wait, I am shocked. I did not expect this. Sony Xperia 1 Mark III did way better on this shutter speed priority mode, and even in program mode it did great. It got more details, balanced exposure, low noise and shadows are far better. What do you think? Which one is better? I think we should do another video only about night mode between iPhone 12 Pro Max, Sony Xperia 1 Mark III, Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra and Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. Would you like to watch that video? Please let me know. I'm not gonna give any verdict because I will wait for your comments, cause I think that I have already said what I wanna say. Okay, if you have liked this video, then please don't forget to click on the like button and subscribe to this channel.